Good afternoon, everyone. Happy May 18th. Happy welcome back to the branch full swing with customers. I'm going to keep this message short this week because I know all of you are very busy with being back in the branch and meeting and working with customers. I've copied in the email that I sent on Saturday night to all of you. I'm going to refresh everyone's memory. I have it at the top of your inbox. I'm going to point out a couple things that I want you guys all to take a look at. The first thing is if you're working Wednesdays or Thursdays, it's going to be alternating every other week. Please remember that is the days that we'll be getting delivery for right now. So if you're doing delivery days, please familiarize yourself with how that all works. There is a manual that we've put in and a video that Darren put together, and the Circ department did a little Circ manual for delivery, how that's going to work with the sorter and everything with more. So please pay attention to that. The next thing I'm going to mention is curbside, brand new thing that we're rolling out, effective today. Obviously, in terms of we've been working on it last week, but in terms of really rolling it out, today's the first day. So we'll have some real signs towards the latter part of this week. So look for those. As you are aware, the signs and the spots will be behind the building. So watch the video, look at the link in there to learn a little more about curbside, how it's going to work, how we're going to be able to get out to the customers behind the building. Please remind customers as they're learning about this to text the right number. I know some of the feedback I've already received is people are texting the main branch number. That's not the number. So just make sure you refer to the number that we have and make sure to use that number. The copier obviously is not in an ideal location right now. I've been in touch with Janice in technology and Arcade Black. They're going to come and move that over to closer to where all the customers are using it. And that way then IS or whoever else can release the print jobs, whoever is working inside AB can release those print jobs, be right there for the customer, and then it'll be easier for that to happen. And of course, you guys have all seen probably the plexiglass that is now there that we've installed as of yesterday. Those are all for staff safety. So please use those. Please stay behind those. It's kind of help guide customers to keep that social distancing, those 6 feet, and to understand that, we're still trying to be cautious as we reopen. One of the things that I did my emotional plea for the week with you guys is that this is going to be a difficult transition. It's an odd time because we're all kind of, the one-stop shop mentality. And I want to remind everyone of what this was like the very first time you were left alone on a desk. The very first time you had to do something in the library or any job that, you didn't have someone there standing right next to you saying, here's exactly what you do. You had to figure it out. And I think back to the very first time, 1999, 2000-ish, I begged to be the guy on the reference desk in the Performing Arts Library at the University of Maryland. I had the Sunday afternoon shift, and I remember my first Sunday, some guy came in and said, hey, I need some help finding translations of 8th century French music that had been published. And of course, as many of you know, 1999, 2000, or maybe you don't know this, an old guy like me would, but they didn't have the databases that we have nowadays. So I had to somehow try and figure out, based on all the books we had in that library, all the journals that we had, how do you get access to those things? First off, I didn't speak French. I couldn't read French, and so I have to translate and get access to this stuff. Well, let's just say I had no idea what I was supposed to do. And that was after months and years even of training at that point of being in libraries, and I still didn't know how to answer that. And the whole point of this was, we're all going to face this every day. I was embarrassed a little bit. I had to ask the customer, look, I'm learning on this too, because this is definitely not my specialty. So can you help me? I'll help you, and we'll get there together. So I'm just going to ask all of you to remind yourselves of what that was like the first time you went through this, because that's where we are right now. We're all trying to feel each other out. Ask the customers for help. Let them ask you for help. Ask each other, ask fellow staff for help, pass those things along to me and everyone else. That's where we are. That's what we're trying to do to give those best, customer experiences that we can, because we're all going to be doing new things. I'll be doing delivery. I'll be doing curbside. I'll be doing, whatever, checking people in. We're all doing that. And we're just going to have to learn, and as hard as embarrassing as some of that is sometimes, that's part of the learning process. That's okay. Pass those questions along to the soups, to myself, to whoever. Let us know. Please communicate that because we need to be able to make sure you feel good about what's happening and trying to relieve whatever stresses are on your mind. Speaking of relieving stresses, I've mentioned a number of times over the last couple months in these video weekly things that Lisa's been reaching out regularly to check in on everyone and see how things are going. And she reached out again just a few minutes ago just to say, ask how things are going, ask what's happening, and where we are with everything. And again, I want to pass along her care and concern, because again, everything that we've been trying to doing has been carefully put together for the sake of staff safety, customer safety, but at the same time still being able to provide a good experience for customers. Whether that was the digital content while we were closed, the Ask Us, all those kinds of things, to now being reopening. We're trying to put together an experience to maximize in the midst of a pandemic, and that's what this is about. So please pass along any feedback again to me, or to your soup, and certainly they can pass it on to me. We will do whatever we can in-house, and what we can't do, I will make sure to let exec team and ad team know where we are, how we can work on things, where we're running into some roadblocks, or maybe even some things that are working really well. So please pass those along. I look forward to seeing as many of you as I can based on our teams. And again, as things come up, as we need to make adjustments and changes, we will do so. Hopefully the sooner the better, for the sake of getting back in the branch. I look forward to being fully staffed with everyone back in the regular collections and all that soon. But in the meantime, please welcome our customers back with open arms. I've heard some very happy stuff from some of the staff already about people are thrilled to be back. So in terms of the customers. So I look forward to all that. Look forward to seeing everyone, and have a great week.